In this video, we'll see a orb appear just before that huge meteor exploded that came over Russia. Now, it's too white to be a meteor. It's a ball of very bright white light. All of a sudden, vertical lines appear there, which isn't normal, but just at the precise time, we're going to have a huge explosion. An orb is captured here, and this is precisely the same one that appeared 10 seconds before the space shuttle exploded in '86 that I captured, which has been edited from all episodes on YouTube, but I kept that. So I'll actually show you the original screen capture and that 1 second where it's been removed from all 3 copies, NASA van number 286. Now here it is again, the same object appears, and we will just now go through that. To find it yourself, this is the actual YouTube article. There's 1,300,000 viewers. Best footage, impressive meteor shockwave. And that's the precise time, 34 seconds. So we'll take it step by step. You can see it. So here we see the at that precise time, very unusual object appeared just before the explosion. I think the vertical lines coming down could be aberration on the glass of the windshield of the car. There it is there. And it appears right during that huge explosion. And I've documented this before with the Space Shuttle Columbia. So we have the other situation happening here. Some orbs appear as well. Right there's 2. So I don't think it's just accidental on the glass because they stay in the same spot. One more appears down the bottom, and then just after the explosion, one shoots up and goes vertically from there. It's unusual how it becomes that dark that quick. So I think obviously this was caught in the morning, but on some other videos it's actually during the daytime. So it could be on the other side of Russia. That's unusual, this area here that's now coming up, because we have some sort of triangular shapes, and the orbs, one orb goes down there and connects it. I'm not sure if that's an aberration on the glass, but the important thing is one seems to jump up vertically from there, and it happens very quickly. I'll try to catch it now. That's where it jumps up. There it is. That's one that jumps vertically from above it. So again, I don't think it's an accidental aberration through the glass of the security camera. This is where that key point happens. It seems to disintegrate, and that's when the orbs appear again. They're not there. So why aren't they there? And obviously, there it is, just before the explosion. I think that's the one the other car caught appearing right before the explosion, then it disappears, it's not there anymore. And one shoots up vertically from the object. So obviously this is very unusual to happen. And these 2 little ones seem to approach it. It just seems to be unusual that they appear, and I'm not sure if that's a reflection because it seems to be coming in front of that tree. So again, I've documented a similar orb which happened 10 seconds before the Space Shuttle Columbia exploded in '86, and from all 3 copies of YouTube, which were a NASA van number 2, that critical 1 second was removed when that orb appeared and 3 rays appeared from it. And it is very unusual for this to happen, and it's happened again. So that's why it's very important to quickly capture on screen capture. There it is there, that white one just appears out of nowhere, and then when the explosion happens, it disappears. And that's where it comes apart, and it jumps off vertically. Now it's very unusual to have 2 distinct cylinders and those 2 round objects there. That's meant to be the meteor. And again, why would it leave 2 distinct trails if it's only one meteor? That was very unusual that should happen. And this appears to be flying horizontally rather than at an angle if it's a meteor hitting the ground. This is flying virtually horizontal. not like the others look as though they're aiming 45 degrees to the ground. So, and again, the others don't leave that smoke trail, the other clips. So could this be one other object that's actually trying to intercept this meteor? I don't know. See, there it is there. There's no smoke trail, just a ball of beautiful white light. And normally meteors have a fireball behind them. This doesn't. That's why it's unusual again. And there it is again as it explodes. That obviously is the location where it happened in Russia. I can't pronounce it. Chelyabinsk. But it's unusual how it was used just before the space shuttle exploded. And now this is unusual. And before this meteor exploded. This is unusual. It's a white object there on the left, the first one, that appears momentarily, very quickly. So that's the explosion. The explosion has happened. And here it's full daytime, it's not dark. And there it is, that white object just appears out of nowhere. It didn't have time even to form as a cloud would. And that's obviously very unusual. Here the angle is more like 45 degrees when it explodes. Okay, there is a trail, there is a smoke trail, so obviously there is one. And it could be just the angle, it appears horizontal. There it is again, so it has exploded. There's 2 or 3 parts coming off it. And then it just fizzes out. There's not 1 or 2 or 3 particles, there's just one, which just becomes less luminous. There's that object there. And it just makes a huge explosion. Again, the critical thing in this video is to catch that orb appearing. Now this is unusual. There's a vertical trail. Now it's too quick for that to be spewed out of any chimney. It shouldn't be. We didn't see even the start of that smoke. Something's very unusual there, because for that to be smoke, that should appear coming and rising up slowly. It didn't. That was something unusual. I don't see a chimney there. It's just a building. There's a structure there. So I'm not sure. It could be just quickly steam is emitted. I won't look at that too seriously. And there's one other angle. And again, only the same object appears to remain. There's a huge explosion, but it just becomes less bright and less white. So there it is there. It's a ball of white light that appears. I don't think it's just a reflection on the screen or from the car window or however this was filmed. Now, in the book that I published, I analysed that. Just Google Martian Alien Secrets blurb book. And on page, right towards the end, you'll see the page number. I analyse the same orb appear, and 3 rays seem to emerge from the space shuttle. There it is there. So that's the orb that appears right there when I catch these 3. Now this was edited, so it must be very important. So it seems, go onto my page here, 666 UFO Mister, then it shows you all the videos right there. And this is the one right there where it says Space Shuttle UFO removed from NASA copies YouTube. It shows the original. And let me just pause. This is where we see that documentary that I did, Space Shuttle UFO removed from NASA copies YouTube. And it actually shows that critical second that's been taken off all 3 copies, where the orb appears. And very strangely, 3 rays emerge from the other side. So it must be the same type of thing that happened with the explosion of this comet. The orb appeared, then the comet exploded.